Sentenced for murder in the death of George Floyd. He could be sent to prison for decades when the judge hands down the decision later this morning. Chauvin still has to go through a federal trial on civil rights charges in Floyd's death, Handle, and Wayne. We'll talk more about specifically the number of years that Chauvin could get in just a few minutes. At least one man's been shot and killed, and 4 other people have been hurt in a shooting in Hollywood Hills. The LAPD says the shooting happened about 1:30 this morning. The cops say it was a robbery gone wrong. They say 3 guys allegedly tried to rob 3 people at a home when they shot at each other. Police say the would-be robbers then drove off. They were found in a car nearby, and one of them was dead. The Westminster City Council has rescinded a policy that allowed 3 members to reject proposals they didn't like.
It caused an uproar on both sides.
Councilman Cato says the reversal ends a policy that lets the council majority reject an item before it's even discussed.
It limited the control of the majority of the city council in terms of suppressing opposition.
He says at one point the policy had the entire council facing recall and the city's majority Vietnamese immigrant community claiming it was a return to communist oppression. But now
I think it's good. I think this is a time for change.
This week, a new majority reversed the policy 3-2 in Westminster. Corbin Carson, KFI News.
Vice President Harris is traveling to Texas for her first visit to the U.S.-Mexico border since taking office. There's been a lot of push from Republicans and Democrats for Harris or President Biden to go to the area because of the most recent surge of immigrants. Harris will be going to El Paso with Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. The new chief of the U.S. Border Patrol says he'll use his 30 years in the department and personnel experience to run the agency. Raul Ortiz says he'll be telling migrants trying to come to the U.S. illegally it's a dangerous trek and not worth the money they're paying smugglers.
Unfortunately, we've seen an awful lot of deaths. The risk is not worth what they would consider the reward.
Ortiz says he doesn't plan to make drastic changes and says things will be smoother between his agency and the Department of Homeland Security. And the long-awaited government report on unexplained aerial phenomena is expected to be sent to Congress today. Retired Navy Lieutenant Commander Alex Dietrich, a veteran combat pilot, says she spotted a UAP in 2004 near San Diego.
As a military officer, we're always conditioned to think friend or foe. There is a concern about national security, something in our immediate vicinity when we were conducting military exercises.
U.S. intelligence agencies reportedly haven't reached a definitive explanation for the military's encounters with UAPs. We've got a crash on the 605.
It's a fatal wreck, and they're doing the investigation and the cleanup. It's in Pico Rivera, 605 North, between Rose Hills Road and Peck Road. All those lanes still closed. That investigation goes on and the cleanup as well. So if you're traveling on the northbound 605 through Slauson now, it's going to be a horrible ride. So don't get on the 605. And the southbound side stacked up from Valley Boulevard with people just looking because all those southbound lanes are open. KFI in the Sky is sponsored by injury attorney SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Jeff Baugh with the Fox.
Oh, we've got another major development to warn you about here. We're up in Sun Valley, San Fernando Valley. The South 5 transition to the southbound 170 is closed right now. The South 5 is just a parking lot going all the way back to the 405 split coming out of the Newhall Pass. You want to use, well, you can use, I should say, Laurel Canyon, San Fernando Road, even Arleta. To use Arleta, it's way busy, but you can get on the South 170 that way by using the Sheldon on-ramp. But this is really, really a tough drive. The reason for all this is Caltrans couldn't take any more chances here. There was an earlier crash a couple of weeks ago that damaged the guardrail, and that's what they're working. So again, South 5 to the South 170, you can't make that transition. Got to use surface streets. South 5 to South 5 is open. Jam coming down from the 405 split. Injured in an accident. Visit SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Jeff Baugh, KFI in the Sky.
In Azusa, 210 westbound, just before Azusa Avenue, disabled vehicle left lane, stopping things up to 57. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robin Banks.
For the third time this playoff season, the Clippers came back from a 2-0 deficit to put up a win. Their first ever in a conference championship. Paul George scored 27 points. Reggie Jackson brought 23 more as LA defeated the Phoenix Suns 106-92. Coach Ty Lue credits, amongst other things, the team's faith in him.
It means a lot just to, just for those guys to trust me, to understand that what I'm doing is the best for the team, not for me, and I just want to win. And, making adjustments, sometimes it's tough because adjustments mean some guys can't play, some guys play more, and you got to be able to accept that.
Game 4 set for tomorrow at 6 at Staples Center. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports.
Hey, it's Conway here. Are you looking to sell your home fast without doing any repairs? Then you need to call my friends at Sunday. Sunday will buy your home as is and give you the best possible price. Sunday buys homes off market in any condition. Here's how it works. If you have a dated property or an inherited property that you can't or don't want to keep, or even a house with structural issues, or a house that you simply don't want to fix up in order to sell, call Sunday to get your no-obligation cash offer. With Sunday, you don't have the hassle with showings, cleanings, repairs, or even realtor fees. Sunday will give you an immediate cash offer and can close on your timeline in as quick as 10 days. The process is so easy, you can even get a $10,000 cash advance if you need cash prior to closing. So go to Sunday.com. That's SUNDAE.com. That's Sunday.com. SUNDAE.com. Or call them. 800-25-OFFER. That's 800-25-OFFER.
At Loan Depot, they know that home means everything. That's why they deliver the dream of home ownership to thousands of customers each month, helping them achieve the American dream of home ownership. Refinance options, providing jobs and investing in communities nationwide. Call 866-888-LOAN. 866-888-LOAN. Rates, terms, and availability programs are subject to change without notice. LoanDepot.com, LLC, all rights reserved. NMLS ID 174457. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. For more licensing information, please visit LoanDepot.com/licensing. 26642 Town Center Drive, Foothill Ranch, California. 92610. Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Your KFI Financial Report is brought to you by Bay Alarm. The Dow is up 203, S&P up 9, NASDAQ down 8. Gold is $17.87 an ounce, and oil is $73.71 a barrel.
The KFI Money Report is brought to you by Bay Alarm, now offering virtual security consultations using your mobile phone. Visit bayalarm.com to get protected today.
Sunny today has a range from the low 70s to the low 90s. We'll be in the mid-90s for highs tomorrow. We should make triple digits by Sunday. Then hopefully next week we drop back into the 90s. Right now it's 57 in Laguna Niguel, 61 in Fullerton. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee.
Morning, everybody. It is a Friday morning, June 25th. A lot going on today. The Florida condo, 12-story condo that collapsed yesterday, which apparently for no reason, obviously there's a reason, 4 people confirmed dead, 159 unaccounted. They're going through the debris. It reminds me of 9/11, where it was nothing but debris that they had to go through. Wow. All right, and the CDC has decided to extend its eviction moratorium until July 31st and said, last time. Cross our hearts, hope to die, last time. So, and for those of you that were about to get evicted, you got another month, which is, for you folks who legitimately need it, I'm fine with. But I don't know how many scofflaws are there out there who just say, okay, there's another month, we have to pay the rent, and have the ability to do it.
And it depends on where you are, because LA County, we reported, just, extended it through the end of September.
Yeah.
So now it's going to be disparity all across the country.
Right now, here's a huge story. Coming up at 11:15 our time, Derek Chauvin is going to be sentenced for murdering George Floyd. And the prison term could be as much as 30 years. He was convicted of second-degree unintentional murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter. And under Minnesota statute, Chauvin will be sentenced only on the most serious charge, second-degree murder. And why? Because all of the charges against him stem from one act, one victim. All right, so I'm giving sort of the backstory here. The max for the charge is 40 years. Legal experts say it's impossible he's going to get that. But he could get 30 years, double what the high end of state sentencing guidelines suggest. So let's start talking about that. Because you have state sentencing guidelines.
You do,
which a lot of judges follow.
Yes.
And so explain what's going on here.
Well, all right, so you get convicted of a crime, and there is, as you noted, a statutory maximum. That is a very high term that very few people ever get. And then you have a guideline sentence. So you look at the severity of the offense and the criminal history of the person, and in Minnesota, they give you a specific number, in this case, 150 months, 12 and a half years, and then they say, but as long as you stay within a range around that number, that's fine. So in this case, the range is 128 months to 180 months. Then, if the judge finds mitigating or aggravating factors, that gives them permission to go even lower or even higher than the range. In this case, the judge found no mitigating factors. So let's stop for a second.
Hold on a minute. How about the fact that Chauvin had no prior record?
Nope, that's not a mitigating factor for this purpose because that's already taken into account in coming up with the range. That's already a thing that's been considered in the guidelines.
How about the fact he was a Boy Scout?
I don't know that he even was, and no, that wouldn't count either.
Or he took care of his mom.
No. So, unless the judge wants to break the law, the minimum sentence today is 128 months. That's the best that Derek Chauvin could do.
Which is, you have to give us years.
Well, 10 years, 8 months.
Okay.
Now,
what are the chances of him getting
10 years, 8 months?
Yeah.
I gotta believe they're infinitesimally small since the judge said there are 4 aggravating factors.
Each one of them adding to the sentence or looking at all of them?
Each one of them giving him permission to go higher, but not requiring the judge to go higher. 1, he was a police officer, therefore when he killed George Floyd, he was abusing his position of authority. Number 2, the judge found that George Floyd was treated with particular cruelty. Okay, you have murder, sniper takes you out through the head from 100 yards away, you never see it coming, you don't actually, quote, suffer something really egregious like long-term torture, right? They're not the same when you get to sentencing. Another aggravating factor that this was a crime committed by a group of people. That's very interesting to me because, the other 3 officers are still pending trial. And to make a finding that this was committed by a group, you're kind of saying you've already decided those other 3 guys did something illegal.
Now, doesn't that automatically is the basis for an appeal by the cops if they are convicted? Because this will be public.
Yeah, I don't know if it would work, but if I were a defense attorney for the other 3, I'd say, he made that finding, and in a way, he can't do the trial now. It would be for a motion to get a new judge because of this finding. And then the other aggravating factor is that there were children there. So, 4 reasons to go up, no reasons to go down, but you also have to look at the history. In the last 15 years, there have only been 11 police officers convicted of on-duty murder in the United States. It's exceedingly rare. And one of the most prominent cases, if you want to go, let's look at another similar case, happened in Minneapolis. You remember Mohammed Noor was a police officer, and there was a call, and there was a woman in a car visiting from Australia, and there was a sound. Some sound happened, and he shot her to death, which I would say is less egregious than what happened
because of the
here.
delay in getting new passports and renewals.
We're getting
the
a
State
feed
Department
in our
says it may
headphones
take up
of
to
Jen
18
right
weeks
now.
to get a passport now due to slow
Tyler,
mail
we're getting
times
a feed of Jen in our headphones. I don't know if it's
appointments at
also
many
on the
post
air.
offices are hard to come by. And
Okay.
All right, thank you. So I would say that was less egregious because Mohammed Noor didn't have minutes and minutes to reconsider, right? And he got 12 and a half years.
Hey, let me ask you, the fact that he appeared so nonchalant and had his hand in his pocket as he was being screamed at by the group around him, not the cops, does that take into account just his total lack of empathy and caring?
That is part of this particular cruelty. I guarantee you that is part of why Judge Cahill found particular cruelty, because of the way that he behaved while he was doing what he was doing. So bottom line, to make a prediction, I don't know what the point of finding 4 separate aggravating factors and then not going higher than 180 months would be. So I would look for something 180 or maybe a little more. That's that would be my prediction, barring, something bizarre in the judge's head that you can't.
And we don't know the reputation of Cahill, whether he's a tough judge or not, because I've talked to you for years. That is a huge difference, depending on how judges are liberal or really conservative.
Right. Yeah, we don't have a read on him.
No, I'm not talking politically either. I'm talking about sentencing.
Sentencing philosophy, which often is very different than any political views of things. So something like that, and I don't know if you still want to know what I would do. You had asked me earlier.
Yes.
This guy, 20 years.
You'd give him 20 years?
Yeah, I'd give him 20 years.
And one of the defense, and it's interesting, is that Chauvin is going to be held effectively in solitary protective custody. He'll never be in the general population, and that aggravates the sentence.
That will be, I guarantee you, that'll be one of the arguments from the defense attorneys today, is that the conditions of his confinement will be harsher than for someone who's convicted of second-degree murder and who isn't a cop, and that the reasons it's harsher are not because he's a worse person. It's because of his status as a police officer.
All right, thanks, Wayne. We'll come back. We have a handle on the news later. This is next time we see Wayne. Coming up, why police have been quitting in droves during this past year, and that hasn't stopped. This is KFI AM 640. Let's check in with Jennifer.
Thousands of families are finding out their summer vacations won't happen. That's because it's taking longer to get new passports this year. The State Department says it's now up to 18 weeks to get a passport because of slow mail times and more people traveling. The U.S. is planning to send 3 million Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccines to Afghanistan. The doses could ship out as soon as next week. And a new study shows just how much the pandemic is taking its toll. Researchers say life expectancy dropped nearly 2 years between 2018 and 2020. That's the biggest decrease since World War II. We've got a crash on the 57. We'll check with EKFI in the sky next.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you might miss out on these once-in-a-lifetime rates. So take advantage of our new Fast Track loan with an unbelievable low rate of 2.25 rate and APR with no closing costs on a 15-year fixed loan. That's right, no points, no fees. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Lennox Financial, a trusted lender for over 20 years. Even if you've refinanced in the last year, we can still probably save you money. Whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we can do them all with no closing costs. This amazing 2.25 rate and APR won't last long, and our new Fast Track loan process can get it done in record time. So call today, 844-425-3669. That's 844-425-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind.
Licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. NMLS number 3304. None all loans apply. Equal housing lender. Visit us at LennoxHomeLoans.com or call for additional cost information. Other restrictions apply. Rates subject to change.
SoCal weather from KFI. Sunny today with highs from the low 70s to the low 90s. Let's look at this crash on the 57.
It's in Placentia, and it's 57 southbound before Orangethorpe. Looks like it started with a solo car spin out, but then kind of a chain reaction here. So carpool and 1, 2, and 3 lanes are blocked. So we got those lanes blocked by the fire department. It's 57 southbound just before Orangethorpe. Your backup right now, your Belinda Boulevard. KFI in the Sky is sponsored by Injury Attorney, SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Jeff Baugh, 605.
We're going to give you the short version here, but stay with us. The North 605, in between the I-5 and the 60 is the place you don't want to be. North 605 at Rose Hills, all traffic must exit at Rose Hills, and it's a parking lot all the way back to just a little bit north of the I-5. Now, the North 710 from Long Beach, from the harbor area, all the way up to East LA, it's not wide open anymore, but as far as freeways are concerned, it is a night and day difference between the 605. 605 is actually stopped. You'll spend a lot of time here. Southbound, all lanes are open going through, but a lot of spectators flowing coming down from the 10. A lot more on this coming up. Injured in an accident, visit SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Jeff Baugh, KFI in the Sky.
Broken down in Azusa on the 210 westbound before Azusa Avenue. In the left lane, there is a stalled vehicle. Heavy traffic from the 57. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robin Banks.
Don't wait for the furniture of your dreams. Get it today during Court Furniture Outlet's annual Independence Day sale, where all furniture is in stock and ready for immediate delivery. Court Furniture prices are always super low because they lease their furniture for use in model homes, movies, and television by home stagers and corporate offices. And when the furniture comes back, they sell it for pennies on the dollar. Now save even more on an incredible selection of new and used home and office furniture. New upholstery sets in several styles and colors, including leather sectionals, special buys on mattress sets and commercial office chairs from just $49. Plus great deals on so much more and all in stock. Come and see why Court has been the secret destination for families, designers, and business professionals for over 40 years. And let Court's friendly furniture consultants help you find everything you need to live and work in comfort and style. Visit our locations in Glendale on Central, in Corona at the 91 and McKinley, and now Fountain Valley at Euclid and the 405, or go to CORTFurnitureOutlet.com.
For us, the circle is everything. Our ancestors survived by sticking together. Today, life is a bit easier, but our challenges are not. COVID-19, a disease that has hit our communities hard. Now, more than ever, we need to stick together and keep the circle strong. We need everyone, young and old, women, men, rural and urban. The circle calls on us to care for and encourage others. You not only have the voice to share your knowledge that vaccines are safe and effective, but the ability to help your family and your community members. It might be as simple as helping them to make the appointment or giving them a ride. It's our time to complete the circle.
We can do this. Go to vaccines.gov to find vaccines near you. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Get sizzling solar savings now with Semper Solaris, your local veteran-owned solar and battery storage contractor. Being veteran-owned matters. Here's veteran, founder, and owner Kelly Chauvin.
In the military, when you give your word, it just is your word. Work hard and keep your word. That's what we do every single day.
Everybody did exactly what they said they were going to do, and that really impressed me. I've heard about Semper Solaris and found out that they were veterans, so I knew they were going to do the job right.
Declare your energy independence. Choose solar panels made in America. We get the job done right with esprit de corps and honor. Add Tesla Powerwall and prepare for blackouts. Grab the federal 26% solar and battery tax credit. No interest or payments until 2022. Call 877-211-5591. 877-211-5591. Or visit SemperSolaris.com.
26% federal tax credit based on eligibility. Consult your tax advisor. Cannot be combined with any other offers on approved credit. New customers only. Some restrictions apply. Expires 6/30/2021. CSLP number 978152.
This is your year to visit Alaska. Our massive glaciers, towering mountains, abundant wildlife, and world-class fishing have never been more accessible. And with one of the highest vaccination rates in the country and more wide open spaces than anywhere, Alaska is one of the safest places on the planet. You'll feel welcome. You'll feel safe. You'll feel like you're in another world, a world called Alaska. Visit TravelAlaska.com to plan your perfect journey.
We've spent a lot of time playing solo the past year. COVID-19 vaccines are helping us jump back into the things we love. With the people we love. They're safe and effective for everyone 12 and above. Which means we're one step closer to getting the whole band back together.
All right, guys, let's rock. 2, 3, 4.
Make an appointment at myturn.ca.gov today.
You know what story I always think about when I hear the words Home Depot?
Oscar used to work there, and he said that people would do horrific things in the bathroom.
They blow it apart.
Blow it apart.
My wife had said that appears to be a clean public bathroom for a woman.
Gary and Shannon, weekdays at 10 a.m.
Chances are it's going to be generally men, and they're the ones who are going to blow apart that bathroom.
On KFI.
And good morning, Bill Hemphill and the morning crew on a Friday, June 25th. A big day. Today at 11:15, Derek Chauvin will be sentenced second-degree murder in the murder of George Floyd, and also this horrific story out of Miami, a 12-story condo building collapsing. 159 people unaccounted for in the debris, we think. One person confirmed dead, and they're giving an idea of the amount of rubble that the rescuers have to go through. It reminds me of 9/11 when the towers came down. That's what you look at, or the Murrow office building in Oklahoma, or the Murrow office building that was blown up by Tim McVeigh. That's what the building looks like. It's just the whole front is gone. I want to take you back to the 60s, early 70s. And I remember this vividly, that when you had service people coming back from Vietnam, they were spit on, ridiculed, humiliated, called baby killers. And a lot of the service men, for the most part, were drafted. Can you imagine today, where we honor service people going back? They were spit on. I saw people being spit on. And it was completely crazy. I never did, by the way. I just want to let you know. But I saw it and didn't do anything about it. But then again, you didn't in those days. That's what's going on with police. Police have gone from valued members of society and trusted, not by a lot of members of the black community. There's been an underlying distrust of police officers for years, but for the most part, society in general. And they're just quitting in droves. There's a story about an officer that's out of New York Times, Lindsay Rose, and she's a cop. Friends and relatives stopped speaking to her because she was a cop. During a protest, a demonstrator lobbed an explosive charge, set her pants on fire, scorched her legs. She was belittled. She was spit on. Members of the gay community that initially had welcomed her when she first settled in Asheville, North Carolina, now would be screaming at her and would talk about the kind of racist police are in general. So she quit. A survey of 200 police departments across the country. Retirement is up 45% year to year. Resignations up 18% year to year. New York City saw 2,600 officers retire compared to 1,500 the year before. Every major city. And why? Well, protests are commonplace. Police are derided just by showing up. If a cop shows up at a protest, of course pursuant to an order by his superiors or her superiors, and has riot gear on, the helmet, the plastic shield, that is police brutality per se. And a cop is hated by society. Yeah, it used to be that there were probably, and I think that's true, for every opening in the police department, there were 100 of applicants. And now, not so much. Just wondering, have standards gone down in police departments because of the lack of people that are coming in? I don't know the answer to that. But going back to the 60s, when these service people came back, servicemen for the most part, they had to let their hair grow long instantly. They could not wear a military-style haircut ever again. They had to effectively become hippies. Certainly could not wear the uniform. And look at the change. Are the police going to be coming back with a basic trust by society? Yeah, I think so. The question is when. I think changing in policing has a lot to do with it. That's going to happen fairly rapidly. And there's a lot of mistrust. But it's all cyclical, isn't it? That's coming back, I guarantee you. Coming up, who is mandated to get the vaccine? We're talking about colleges, because colleges across the country are sort of split. You have to have the vaccine before you come to school. Others say, we'd rather you have the vaccine. I'm going to talk a little bit about the split at the university level. This is KFI AM 640. Let's check in with Jennifer.
Officials have confirmed 4 people have died in the partial building collapse in South Florida. Miami-Dade Mayor Daniela Levine Cava says 159 others are unaccounted for. She says the rescue operation is continuing as crews keep looking for any survivors. Social distancing won't be mandatory at LA County courthouses starting Monday, but people will still need to mask up inside courtrooms and other public areas of the courthouse. Presiding Judge Eric Taylor says the new order will also mean people won't have to make appointments in advance or make an online request for in-person seating in courtrooms. The LAPD is investigating the death of a homeless guy who climbed up a radio tower at the Hollenbeck Community Police Station, then fell off. The cops say he walked to the edge of the tower and then he either fell or jumped. Witnesses say they saw him dangling from the tower before falling. President Biden is pushing for more people to get vaccinated against COVID-19. He visited North Carolina yesterday as part of a nationwide tour to encourage people to get the shots.
If you're not vaccinated, don't put it off any longer. Just do it. Just do it.
The Biden administration has acknowledged it will fall short of its goal of partially vaccinating 70% of American adults by Independence Day. Former Vice President Pence has defended his role in certifying the results of the 2020 election and says he's proud of his actions on January 6th. Speaking at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library last night, Pence pushed back on former President Trump's insistence that he had the power to overturn President Biden's win. Pence says it's un-American to suggest one person can choose the president. And the U.S. Postal Service has released a stamp honoring the late New York Yankees Hall of Famer Yogi Berra. The baseball icon was well known for his witty comments known as Yogi-isms. Postal Service Board Chairman Ron Bloom says he hopes the stamp will serve as a reminder of Berra's larger-than-life personality both on and off the field. Berra died in 2015. He was 90. We've got a crash on the 57.
It's in Fullerton, and it's 57 southbound just after Nutwood. Crash here with several vehicles. Carpool and left lane are blocked. It is a rough drive from Lambert Road for you. KFI in the Sky is sponsored by injury attorney SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Jeff Baum, 6050.
Oh, yeah, not a drive at all. Now, listen up, please. North 605 is completely shut down at Rose Hills. All traffic must exit at Rose Hills or before. Now, before is the magic word here. You don't want to be on this North 605 between the 5 and the 60. It's just one big parking lot. Fatal crash investigation is what it's all about. Now, a little bit of good news. They're starting to wrap this up right now, but there's a lot of work still to be done, so all lanes are still shut down. Southbound all lanes are open, but spectators went from the 10. Now, I must warn you, all northbound surface streets are really jammed, especially Rosemead coming through Whittier. The, I think, easier way around this is to use for northbound travel across the basin anyway, is use North 710. It's getting slow from the 105 up, but boy, it's much better than sitting on this North 605. You will if you come here. Injured in an accident, visit SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Jeff Baugh, KFI in the Sky.
Time to clear a crash in Pacoima on the 118 East at San Fernando Road. Everything's in the center divider now. Still giving you a little bit of trouble from the 5. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robin Banks.
The Dodgers have dropped 4 in a row, falling 4-0 to the Cubs yesterday. But as Mookie Betts points out, no team can win all the time.
We play 162 games. I don't know very many teams that are hot for 162 games. So you go with the waves. That's pretty much it.
Game 2 today at 7:10 with Tony Gonsolin starting. Listen live on AM 570 LA Sports or in HD through the iHeartRadio app. The Angels are back after a day off. They face the Tampa Bay Rays at 4:10 this afternoon. Griffin Canning is set to start. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports.
As the pandemic is ending, sort of, stress hopefully is getting less. Wrong. We're still going back to the same stress we used to have. Going to work, dealing with kids, household issues. So having a good night's sleep is kind of critical. And this is where the Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed comes in. Designed to make a difference in your health and wellness, and it works. You can customize and adjust each side of the bed to your ideal firmness and support and comfort. By the way, that firmness is your sleep number. Mine happens to be 100. I happen to like a particularly firm mattress. And now through July 12th, all Sleep Number 360 Smart Beds are on sale, and they start at $8.99. plus free premium delivery and setup when you add a base. That ends Monday, and that's only at Sleep Number stores, so you can shop online at sleepnumber.com or go to a store. There are 30 locations in Southern California. Long Beach, Moreno Valley, Brea, South Bay among them. And please tell him I sent you. I've been sleeping on this bed for way over a decade. I think 14 years already. Sleepnumber.com.
SoCal weather from KFI. It's a sunny Friday. Highs will range from the low 70s to the low 90s. We'll make the mid-90s inland by tomorrow. We'll make triple digits inland by Sunday. Then back into the 90s for next week. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee.
I got a million reasons to visit Morongo, but we've only got a minute. So here's 5. Now the top 5 reasons to visit Morongo. Number 5.
At Morongo, you just get more. More games, more dining, more fun. More memories, more good times. Just come.
Number 4.
It's officially summer, which means you officially need a cabana, a cocktail from Sunset Bar, and officially need to chill on the lazy river.
3.
You play, you earn. You can pay with points. For a room? Cool. At Cielo? Fine. Gas and gifts? Go get it.
Number 2.
Stimulate your senses at Sage Spa. Try the hot rock massage.
And the number 1 reason.
We're sports fanatics. We've got big screens everywhere you eat, stay, and play. 7 days a week and 24 hours a day.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa, conveniently located on the I-10, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Morongo, good times.
The best summer plans start at Toyota's We Make It Easy sales event, where right now you can get great savings on some of our most popular models, like $1,000 factory cash back on a stylish and reliable Corolla. Plus, there are new Toyotas arriving daily, from fuel-efficient hybrids and versatile SUVs to our legendary trucks. So see your Toyota dealer today. Must take delivery from model year 2021 new car dealer stock by midnight July 6th.
So, run this by me again. You took your used car to a Toyota dealer and they bought it.
Yep.
And it wasn't a trade-in for a new Toyota?
Nope.
They paid you on the spot.
Top dollar, baby.
Who does that?
And it wasn't even a Toyota.
Really?
Hey, where you going?
Where do you think?
Turn your used car into cash at your Toyota dealer. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
American Vision Windows, SoCal's choice for energy-efficient windows and doors. AmericanVisionWindows.com.
KFI.
Live and local.
And our radio station.
Good morning on Friday, June 25. Bill Handel here with the Morning Crowd. Coming up at 11:15 our time, Derek Chauvin is going to be sentenced on second-degree murder charges in the murder of George Floyd. That's big news today. And then the other story is this collapse of this 12-story condo building in Florida, where 4 people have been confirmed dead and 159 are unaccounted for. That is the problem. And we're going to see dozens and dozens of deaths. We may actually see everybody who is accounted for being in the building, everybody. This is going to be a recovery effort, and that's going to change from a rescue to recovery. And it's not going to take too long either. Moving to a vaccination story, and boy, it's almost every day. This one has to do at the university level. And I'm going to give you 2 different colleges, both in Indiana. One, Indiana University, flagship. Indiana is a staunchly Republican state. It's going to require its 100,000 students and employees to get vaccinated. If not, you're not coming to school. And the university president said, this is saving lives. It's as simple as that. And it will enable us to have a normal fall semester. Now moving over to Purdue University, also in Indiana, they are strongly encouraging vaccination for students and employees, but avoiding the mandate. Not saying if you want to come back, you have to do this. And the Purdue president